Hey, what's good, man? Want to do another quick video today. Is Nikola Jokic a top five center? I guess it's debatable, right? Of course, you have Kareem, you have Bill Russell, you have Wilt Chamberlain. I think a lot of us right now will not have Jokic above those three: Kareem, Bill, and Wilt. Some people have Shaq, some people have Olajuwon in the top five. Another player people forget about is Moses Malone. A lot of people don't realize how great of a player Moses Malone was, man. He don't really get talked about today. A lot of young people are not aware about how great Moses Malone was. Now, let me go down his resume. And once again, I'm not one of those people who feel like awards make you a greater player than the next man. But I'm just going to at least break down his resume so you can understand, the level of player he was. He was a one-time NBA champion. He was a three-time MVP of the NBA, y'all. Three times. He was an eight-time NBA All-Star. Let's not forget. Eight-time All-NBA. Excuse me. He was eight-time All-NBA. He was a 13-time All-Star. And that's including one from his time in the ABA. Along with the NBA championship, he was the Finals MVP, and he led the league in rebounding 6 times. Now, he made 2 All-Defensive teams. Now, you might say, well, that's kind of low. People don't think Moses Malone was a damn good defender, right? But you got to remember, he played in a time where the NBA had a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Walton, Dave Cowan, Jack Sigma, Tree Rollins, Mark Eaton, Manute Bol, Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon. A lot of great centers that played defense. A lot of great defensive playing centers back then. So making all NBA defense was not something you were just going to do. And Moses Malone, man, he was a damn good defender, man. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't somebody you just going to just easily just score on like that. Moses Malone. There was a time Moses Malone, y'all, was the best player in the NBA. In a league, we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. There was a time where Moses Malone was the best player in the league. He led Dr. J to an NBA championship. Let's not forget that, y'all. He led the 1983 Philadelphia 76ers to an NBA championship. One of the greatest teams of all time who don't really get mentioned. We hear about the 96 Bulls, the 86 Celtics. We hear about the bad boy Pistons, whether it's good or bad. Of course, you talk about the Warriors team, Shaq and Kobe Lakers, Showtime Lakers, the Bill Russell Celtics. But a lot of people skip over the 83 76ers as if they wasn't a dominant team. They were. And they was being led by Moses Malone. And remember all the great big men I named? Kareem, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, all these guys. Kevin McHale was another great big man. He wasn't a center, he was a power forward. But the point I'm saying is this man led the league in rebounding 6 times. Now, is Jokic above Moses Malone? If you have Jokic above Moses Malone, I guess that's your opinion. But it's not like it's a clear runaway for either side. It's not a clear runaway for Moses Malone. It's not a clear for Nikola Jokic. But I just want you to also remember, once again, there was a time when Moses Malone was the best player in the NBA that featured Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird. So please keep that in mind when talking about Moses Malone. Do your research on Moses Malone, man. He was one of them, man. He wasn't, some mid-level player. No, Moses Malone was the man out there. So putting Nikola Jokic over Moses Malone, once again, that's an opinion. But for the people who's not familiar with Moses Malone and his greatness he displayed on the court, just remember, we hear about Kareem, we hear about Bird, we hear about Magic. All 3 of those guys are remembered as top 5 players of all time on a lot of people's list. Just want to let y'all know there was a time Moses Malone was considered the best player in the league when everybody was playing. And they was in their primes too. I'm not talking about they were old and out of their prime. No, they was all in their prime. But y'all leave your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what y'all think, man. I'm out.